Sometimes you see things that make you think. Today, we're going to talk about out and about after the intro. Let's get it.
You have one life. You got a calling and a purpose. Welcome to the Witness to Power podcast, the show that encourages and inspires you to be who God has called you to be. I'm your host and digital evangelist, Ashley Sims.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I hope you're excited and pushing to do the thing that God has put in your heart to do and stepping on faith so that you can stand strong in being who God has called you to be. Man, I tell you, this weekend, it was an exciting weekend. We were at a conference, me and my wife, and we saw a lot of things, met a lot of people, and there was one thing that I thought about when it happened. You know, we was in this line, and it was long, but it's not significantly long that it was going to take you like 20 minutes to get where you need to go. But I saw these individuals, and they was going to be future leaders in what they're doing. And I saw that the move they was about to do, that cut in line move, like they're discussing something. It was like 4 people that cut in front of me at this conference, business conference of future leaders, and these people not thinking about what this looks like. You know, I'm from old school. I knew what was about to happen. When I saw it happen, I looked back at my wife. I said, that's a shame that you're going to pull this move and act like you didn't do something that's disrespectful. You know, you have 2 things that you could do: acknowledge it or just let it go. And at this point, to me, it irked me at the time, but I knew I wasn't going to handle it in the right spirit. But it just gave me something to think about. These individuals are planting a seed and not even knowing it, because you guys are future leaders, speakers, and whatever you're doing, and you're going to be out and about, and somebody may do it to you, and you're going to react like, what in the world? And my point being is this: you are showing something early on, your integrity, your understanding. And I'm seeing you do this. It's going to be hard for me to listen to you when you're up on a stage trying to deliver your message, because I'm going to think about what you just did to me a little while ago. So I bring this up to tell you this. Somebody is always watching and observing what you do, especially when you're trying to step out into your own, start your own business, or be a speaker, writer, coach, you name it. Seems like how you do one thing is how you do everything. And when I saw this move in front of me, I said, man, I got to bring that up on my next podcast just to deliver this point that your consideration of others, you know, here in America, that's a rude thing unless you ask the people behind you, hey, do you mind if I let such and such in front of me? But what they did was they gathered around, they talked, they walked away, they came back, pulled out the phone technique, and then just slid on in and act like nothing happened. It was like 4 of them. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So when we are doing what we do, remember, not just people are watching, God is watching as well in anything that we do. We got to be mindful of our environment, mindful of the people that are around us, mindful how we treat one another. And I was just saying to you, be mindful of your actions to others, especially when you're out and about and call yourself a leader in your space. So now, as we moved on, and then as we were there, like I said, we were there the whole weekend, getting the training, getting the coaching to help accelerate us and move us forward. But there are things that we can do on our own to help us elevate. When people give us information, it's only information. But when we take that information and use it and put it into action, we're going to get results. And the common theme I hear for people is they think that first action is supposed to get massive results. But as well as you know that faith without works is dead and works without faith is dead, it's just not going to happen that fast. We got to continue to put in the work. So whatever endeavor you're taking on, or topic that you're doing, or business that you're doing, remember, it's going to take consistent effort. I think about if you notice anything about the major leading brands in the world, they're pretty much everywhere. Coca-Cola being one, it's pretty much, you can see that pretty much in most stores, supermarkets. They still do commercials. They still do ads. They're known around the world, global brand, but they don't get there just by doing it once. They consistently do what works. Same thing in our faith walk, same thing in our business journey. We got to consistently do what works and review what's not working and be able to admit that, hey, we're not putting in enough work. We're not putting in enough faith. We're not putting in enough time and energy. And just because you say, I want to let somebody else do this, but they're not going to care about it as much as you care about it. So when you're doing your thing, whatever it is, be mindful, be involved in it. Know what the end result is going to be. Business, in your faith walk, in your ministry, in whatever you are doing for your life's work, for your purpose and calling. Always pay attention to where it's supposed to go and continue to pray and ask questions like, okay, what am I doing right? What I'm doing wrong? What I need to cut off, and who do I need to go see, level up with, mentor with, what have you? Because if you're stuck, there is somebody that's way ahead of you, or you just reevaluate what you're doing, writing stuff down. Like, okay, what am I doing this week? What am I doing tomorrow? What am I doing here? What outcome am I expecting? And can I measure that result? So that's what I want you to take away today, because when we're at this conference out and about, we've seen a lot of people that's doing successful things, doing right things. A common theme was most people, they want to know why it's not happening right now, or they'll ask questions to that fact. And the mentors there told them several ways about their journey, about how long it took them. It didn't happen overnight. They had to put in a lot of work, a lot of hours to get to the success level they're on in this particular space. In our faith walk, we have to put in the work. We got to read the word. We got to pray. We got to fast. And then we got to get out around people. And people are going to challenge your faith. It's sort of like the individuals that cut in front of us in that long line. You have to look at the situation for what it is. Is it worth it or is it not? Shall I address it? Shall I not? At that time, particular time, it was not something I needed to be addressed, because it was not going to accomplish anything at that time by calling that out. But I do want you to know there are times that you have to call things out, but do it in the spirit of love, in the spirit of the Lord, so that there's going to be a good result after the fact. So that way it'll be right in your spirit, that you won't go off on somebody and then all the thing they remember is how you reacted, right? Do it in the spirit of love. So we had a great time, and during this conference, met a lot of people, some people we met before in another conference, and you got to be out and about and meet people to grow your faith, to grow your business, to meet new people and get experiences that you wouldn't otherwise get by just sitting in the house and just try to email people and try to do social media all the time. You got to see people and meet them face to face, and you're going to learn something, and you're going to get experiences that you can carry forward in whatever you do. We'll talk again. Reach one, reach many. Be blessed. Until the next time, have an awesome week. Thanks again for listening to our show. Like and subscribe to our podcast. Leave comments wherever you listen to the show. Share this with your neighbor, your friend, your coworker, your family member. Share it across social media. We need to get this word out. Peace.
Have you ever felt that you've not lived up to your full potential? Or maybe you felt that you have no idea what you truly want out of life, but you feel you can do more than what you're doing now? Then I have the book for you, 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose, to help you shake off the stagnation and fogginess into doing your purpose. Go to walkinpurposenow.com. Yes, that's walkinpurposenow.com and grab your copy today and walk in the purpose that you know is designed for you. Remember, I believe in you. So go and grab your copy of 21 Steps to Walk in Purpose and live the purpose that I know you have within you to live.
Thanks again for listening to another episode of the Witness to Power Podcast. Don't forget to check us out at www.witnesstopowerpodcast.com. And also subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. And be sure to check out the Witness to Power fan page on Facebook. Have a great week.